All right, we should be about going live. There's like a 20-second delay.
Okay.
I'm updating my YouTube, but it ain't updating.
I I just closed mine out.
Yeah, it's up. It's running.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, so I was just telling. Hey, it's the Clay and Tom show. Hey, George, Russell, Dennis, Jacob, Kathy. I
Yeah.
think I
I
got
had,
and Keith
I had to close out my
and Rick.
Facebook.
I missed them posting when we were talking.
Yeah.
And now Eric from Colorado and Randy and Rodney. We got them all jumping in. And Billy Lee and Russell Koopman, the other Russell, and Mike T. And we're up to 22.
Yeah. I've gotten behind now. Once you get behind, it's hard to catch up.
It is. And Collector Rick.
So, what are we going to talk about tonight?
I was going to talk about how important it is for at least the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, the middle of the Midwest, and all north. This month is probably the most important month for next year. And it's not for treating mites, it's for the bees, it's for winter bees,
Yeah.
pollen. Now you're Virginia, so you're part of that. You're in the same ballpark. Now
Pretty.
people down in the south, they're probably another month away. That's why I want to talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah. It's close. It all depends. But
Right.
put it this way, I went into one hive today. I graduated it, and don't you're not supposed to swat bees.
That's a
Um,
flea or something.
oh no, but yeah, I went in and graduated one hive today from a three five, 5 frame newt into a double, 10 frame deeps,
Yeah.
and man, they're looking good. I mean, I haven't done any with that. I have not messed with them since spring. Those were the bees last year that we'll say I inherited them, and they all had foul brood, and I brought them all back by just throwing the book at them. Right, I used the shop towels, I
Yeah.
used I used DFM, I used Hive Alive liquid, and they bounced back and they did good. I even sold splits off of those this year. So anyway, that one looked so good. I was very impressed with it. I mean, just lots of brood and a lot of beautiful larvae.
Yeah.
So
I'd like to see a survey by a scientist about hives that you only get in once every 2 months versus hives you get in every week. And,
yeah,
and and not count the number of bees, but maybe count the number of frames and how healthy the bees are. And
3 months probably since I've been in these hives. 3 months.
well, I only go in my hives in April, and that's
I go
it.
in the other ones, but they're just kind of the red-headed stepchild, so to speak.
The only, the only hives I go into more than one time are the ones I graft from, my grafting queens.
Yeah.
Or if I'm making splits, I might steal a brood frame out of them. But I'm not going in there to really inspect them. I'm going in there to steal a brood frame, maybe a food frame. I mean, that's all I do now. With 50 hives, I don't have time to spend a half an hour on a hive.
Right, right.
Hi, Amber.
I get it. Trust me.
I'll leave them alone. Let the bees be bees,
Yeah,
pretty much. So,
but
yeah, we're up to 29 people. What I wanted to talk about August is for most people in the colder regions, I say like the Tennessee Valley on up, is probably the most critical month for next spring. Because right now, our queens are laying winter brood bees, and they'll be coming out in September and October, maybe a little bit in November, but that's about it. So right now, if they don't have pollen or pollen substitute, the number of bees that she'll lay could be limited. So pollen is, if pollen is so critical in August and maybe the first week or two of September. Now, in my area, the goldenrod usually starts blooming right around the 1st of September. So those weeks are covered. But the month of August is usually a drought here and dry as can be, and there's nothing.
hmm,
So when those years happen, it's very important for me to pull out um, the global patties that have real pollen in it or the pollen substitute that Man Lake sells and feed them pollen. So at least they think there's a flow going on, at least a pollen flow going on, and the queen will keep laying the winter um, the winter bees.
yeah,
It's make or break.
I saw a little bit of pollen in those hives today. Um, yeah, I put it, in place where it should be, closer to the
Yeah,
brood, a few frames away from the honey. So
right. So if you're in an area where it's been drier, like you have been, it'd be a good check to go into your hives right now and do a spot check on a few of your medium to good hives and see how much pollen they have. And if you don't see pollen on those outside frames of their brood, it's probably the most important time now to feed them pollen.
yeah, I agree. But mine are bringing pollen in. I'm watching them bring it in. I need to go and look and see how quickly they're using it, but
Right.
I do know they're
Well,
bringing it in.
the good news in my area, it's been raining so much, they're bringing in like four different colors of pollen. In
Yeah,
fact, the spring trees are the spring trees, like the magnolia trees, that they're reblooming. My front landscaping that blooms in
great.
the spring is reblooming. Not 100%, but like 30%, 50%. It's kind of I don't know what's going on. It's a weird year with all this
It
rain.
is. I mean, mimosa. I'm still seeing going up and down the highway. I'm still seeing mimosa
Yeah,
blooming. I mean, that's late. I mean, this is mid-August, so that's blooming. I'm still seeing um, crepe myrtles blooming. I mean, that's good. Now I'm not used to seeing it this late. Um, but yeah,
yeah,
Rose of Sharon's still blooming.
yeah.
So
I
yeah.
noticed my clover is still blooming. Well, it was up to like 3 or 4 days ago.
Well, if it keeps raining, it's gonna keep blooming. You keep mowing your grass. That,
Hey, Chris.
so yeah,
Yeah, I cut my field a couple weeks ago, so it should be ready to bloom pretty soon.
yeah,
And I noticed the early goldenrod is blooming. I saw some ironweed blooming. That's usually not a real big source, but being so wet this year, I think it will be a source more than typical.
I've got ironweed. We got a pond, and the cows have walked out the dam, so to speak, and it overflows and goes down in the bottom field. And anytime we get quite a bit of rain, it's gonna go out into that field, and there's ironweed all out there. I mean, it's blooming like
Yeah,
crazy, and That's what they're hitting right now because I watch those bees. They come out because I've got them in a corral. I put them away from my bees, and they go out and go up over the cedars and back down. So they're having a time. Whatever they get from it, I don't know if it's nectar or pollen, but they're hitting it pretty good.
Yeah, Russell's saying he's seeing good pollen coming in, so that's good. This year, I don't have to worry. I don't think I have to worry about pollen. I put a pollen substitute out in one of those tubes, those 4-inch tubes.
Yeah,
I've had it out now for 2 weeks, and they're not touching it. So that tells me they got pollen.
I haven't put any in since we were in a bad dearth. My neighbor was complaining about my bees flicking all his bird feed out of the out of his feeder, flicking it all on the ground. He said, "What kind of honey are they making out of that?" I said, "They're not." I said, "They're trying to find some pollen." I was like, "I'm glad you told me because
Yeah,
I'll feed them some pollen sub." And man, I put that in. They went crazy. So
yeah, I bet. So I use that as a test, the pollen sub, and they're not touching it. So that tells me, and I could watch them bringing in tons of pollen, yellow pollen, orange pollen, pale white to yellow
yeah,
pollen. So multiple flower source. I know the chicory is really blooming too around my area.
yeah, that's starting to slow down just a little bit. It
Okay,
chicory, they this time of year they like to go around and mow it all down. It's on the sides of the road, and
right.
they took care of that.
We've had too many storms, so they haven't been able to do their regular maintenance.
Yeah, but it's if it we got an inch a couple days ago, and a little bit here and there. So if it just keeps doing that, that'll help us as far as you know wildflowers and stuff like that.
Right.
We need a lot more than that to help the trees out, which you know I know
This
they
is the
need it.
first year. This is the first year I can ever remember the weather forecasting inches. Instead of saying, "Well, we're going to get a tenth of an inch, 3/10 of an inch," yeah, we're going to get 2 to 4 inches. We're going to get 3 to 5 inches.
Yeah.
Um, a county just north of me in Indiana got 14 inches of rain out of one storm.
Wow.
Major flooding of the
I
White
mean,
River.
I've seen a lot of videos, West Virginia, Indiana, all over,
Yeah,
just flooding like crazy.
yeah. Both
It's
the
a
White
shame.
River and the Great Miami River on the
Yeah.
west side here. Crazy. Pretty record floods, highest ever.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So make sure wherever you're at that your bees got pollen this time of year because most of the hives, if you've been dry or too wet, they've used up all their pollen from the spring brood and they're hurting for pollen. You know,
Yeah.
it's make or break when you start getting into February and later or March. You lose so many hives, and a lot of the time is because they run out of pollen. They run out of bee numbers. They're too cold because she didn't have enough pollen back in August and September.
Yeah. So, do you think the all the cat brood I saw today, do you think that's going to be the winter bees there, or do you think the next batch will be, or is she starting to make the winter bees now?
She's starting to lay the winter bees now, at least the first of the month. So some of it could be capped. Your younger cap stuff
Yeah.
is probably winter bees.
Okay.
Hey, Brian. So
Yes.
yeah, because I think you're just maybe a little bit south of me, but not much.
A little bit south, but a whole lot warmer in the wintertime than you are.
Yeah,
I'll get a
yes,
lot colder.
yeah, you don't get that northern Canadian breeze.
It's
Even the east side or the middle of Ohio doesn't get it most of the
it,
time.
it takes it takes one of those big polar cold fronts to come down, or a nor'easter, and that's
Yeah,
how we get our cold. So
gotcha.
we're
Yeah, we
not.
had a few of those last year.
Yeah.
Not northeasters, the big polar ones.
Oh yeah, I know. Sometimes they don't make it down to us, and then sometimes they do dip down. So
Right.
it's all to do with that jet stream.
Yeah, they make it to the Ohio Valley all the time.
Yeah, y'all. Ohio Valley's getting mentioned a whole lot lately with rain and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah. I did see that they're forecasting above normal temperature in winter time. See if they're right.
eh, I don't like what I'm seeing for us. Cold and snowy.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't see the moisture yet, just
yeah.
temperature.
That's hey. I mean, grain of salt, right?
Right.
Don't really know, especially winter.
That tells me that we'll have these days where it's 35, 37, 40 degrees and cloudy every day and misty. And it's cold rain, which is worse than snow. I'd rather have just a snowstorm and then clear back out.
Hanley's thinking that maybe it might be a little early for them to be making winter bees,
Yeah,
especially
I
for
see
me.
that.
For me, you think about it. You think about it. We start doing our mite treatments. Let's just say we do that OAV, and you do it for every 4 to 5 days, 6 times, and then I may do it again in October too, just to knock them down again, and then November I
Right.
may do them one time, in December once, in January maybe once, but that's how I do it. But I haven't even started yet. I mean, today the wind was wrong. I've got to get together all my boards that slide in my screen bottom boards so I can close that off. I
Gotcha.
think I've got them all in place, but man, it's so hot up in the 90s to have to close the bees off. So anyway, it's getting better this week and stay in the 80s. So I'm gonna start my treatments this week.
We had a storm come through yesterday. We didn't get much rain, kind of split right where I live. But it dropped our temperature down to the low 80s and low humidity, probably only like 40, 50% versus 70, 80%. So today was a beautiful day, but it all changes tomorrow.
Yeah,
So PJ posted about if it's too early. No, because you think about it, when queens start laying their brood in February or end of January, February, she's laying that brood for the first early spring. So you always got to think about a month or two ahead of time. Um, those bees become more of out of nurse bee into winter bees. So September she'll be laying some, but as of right, if you already noticed, a lot of your hives are not as big as they were during the during the flow. So they're already shrinking their bees down, and there'll be 50%. I don't know what it is. If you go from right now, you go to the middle, the end of September, and I bet you that her brood production dropped 40, 50%, especially when you start getting into October. So I think that the first winter bees are being laid right now. Middle first anywhere from the 1st of August to the third week of August, depending on how north and how south you are. And if you're way down south, like down Georgia, Alabama, it's probably a month from now. It probably is September when they
yeah,
start.
yeah. I think I'm good. Like last year, I didn't even bulk my bees up till October, early October, but that's when I fed them so that they would fill that top box up with
Right,
2 to 1. Yeah. So
right. But that's not stimulating to make brood. That's just
no,
keeping
no,
them
no,
happy.
not at all. That's just to get them through winter. Make
Right.
sure. So
I
so
kind
yeah.
of kind
I
of learned more of that because I do a lot of summer solstice splits,
mm-hmm.
and these. I mean, I got probably half of them right now are big enough, but a lot of them aren't big enough right now to get into winter. And if I'm not stimulating them with a lot of pollen, they're not making brood. Even my small 3 or 4 frame splits that my size that they are right now. I got two of them that are like 3 frames. I gotta get those. I need to get them to at least double, maybe triple, or 2.5 times the next month.
Yeah. I'm way behind. That's all I
Okay.
can say.
Yeah, Brian said Brad was recommending the same thing. Yeah. Um, yeah. So pollen sub that works. So you have to worry about small hive beetles. How much you put in. Make sure they can consume it within 5 to 7 days. George talking about bears. Yeah.
Well,
Brian's getting bear
Brian,
issues.
is Brian having issues? I didn't.
Yeah. He put electric fence up. I don't know how big or how much voltage,
Right.
how many amps, how many
All,
VARs, volt amp resistance.
all I know is a guy for Midnight Bee Supply in North Carolina said 2 ground rods. Put in 2 ground rods to make sure you've got it grounded, so it'll really jolt that bear. And you need to
Right,
have at least what 1.0 joules or more, not
right.
0 point, whatever. So
And if you're in a valley where it's a lot of silt and mud, you got to go deep,
yeah.
and you probably got to put 3 or 4 grounds in. I know I did it. I
Well,
did
you
a
want moisture
job
though.
for Procter. I did a
Moisture's
job for
key, right?
Procter. What's that?
Moisture's key because, like for me,
Yes.
if it's too dry, it's not going to ground. It needs to be wet. People take
Mm,
buckets and pour where they're putting the ground
yeah,
rod to saturate it, so
right.
it will. At least that's what I've been told. Right or wrong, I'm not an expert on it at all.
We did a job for P&G up in Maine, and we couldn't get a ground on their plant that was a good ground. The ground wouldn't. It was just bad ground for ground. So you really got to measure what your joules are, because what's going to hurt that bear is not the voltage, it's not the amps, it's the volt amp resistance that's going through that bear to
Mm-hmm.
ground.
Yep.
That's why you can see pictures grabbing people grabbing light bulbs at 10,000 volts, but there's no amps in it. He doesn't feel a thing.
Yeah. I've I I had to. I was when I put those bees up there on the mountain to try to catch the sourwood and stay away from the lanternfly. Um, I I about killed myself driving the T post in the mountain. I forgot how much rock there is up there. I kept having to move.
Right.
Oh man, I tortured myself, and there was no way. I gave up on it because there was no way I was going to get ground rods in into that ground. It was dry and very rocky.
Hard.
I mean,
Right.
big rocks.
Right.
So
It's rocky
anyway,
where I live. Where my bees are, it's actually on. I set my bees on rock, shell rock.
Yeah. Now down
layers and
here,
layers of it.
I can drive anything down here. You know, all it is old Virginia mud or red dirt, whatever
Right.
you want to call it, the old red clay. Yeah. Some spots up there on the mountain are real nice, though. I mean, there's a spot off to the right. They call it the potato patch. They used to grow their potatoes up there. Just a real rich soil,
Yeah.
and I used to grow a lot of clover and stuff like that, and shoot deer out of it. That's what I did. They hadn't grew tomatoes up there. I mean, potatoes up there in years, and so
Right.
we did that.
That's Yeah. If you look at my yard, the top part of my yard where my camera is right now, my hives are, it's nothing but solid rock. I mean, there's rock open on the ground. There's no soil. But if you go down to the other side of my house, I can probably go down 8, 10 feet and not hit any rock because it's old. It's an old river bed or something. It's kind of
Yeah,
weird. Hey, Jeremy. Hmm. So make sure your hives got pollen this time of year.
yeah. I saw I saw a little bit. It was
This
pretty
year, if
late
I
when
was
I.
putting
It
any
was six.
post in the ground, I wouldn't even have to add any water. Just put the dry concrete in the ground
You gotta
around the
hope.
post, and
Yeah.
it will just stuck up
What
in the
I think
ground.
he's saying though, you just put that. For me, if I can't drive it, you just set it, let it set up, let your T post set up in a 5 gallon bucket full of concrete, and you just leave it up, and it will still do what it needs to do to knock that bear down if you got the
Yeah,
right bolts. But I still wouldn't be able to get the ground rod in, not unless we started getting some rain.
right.
So
In the springtime when it's wet.
right, well, it wasn't wet for us either. Wintertime now,
Okay,
we had some snow.
right. Well,
If you could have
normally it's wet.
right, if you could have done it there, yeah.
I gotta check something real quick online.
Okay. Uh, Coop's talking about putting up some bacon on the fence
Oh yeah,
for the bear. They'll put their nose on that, and it will pop them. I've seen videos, man. They scream and take off running, and they never come back again.
yeah. And actually, popping them in the nose is
Is
probably one of the best places
That's
you
the
could
best place.
pop a bear too.
Yep, yep,
That's a good idea.
yep. And if they get a hold of it with their mouth, that's even better.
Yeah,
A
yeah,
wet mouth, a tongue.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Usually they put that nose up to it, smelling it first. You hear about people putting peanut butter on the wire too.
Right.
They'll do that. But I used to have to put up a electric fence for my garden, just right over here next to us, and I got to use the cow pasture electric fence. Just
Yeah.
they still used my power to to run the farm because that's how it was always. It always was. So, but anyway, he said he said it won't take but a couple times for the deer to get wrapped up in the wire and shock. They You don't even have to turn it on anymore. Just keep it up, and they won't come back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's wisdom of people that been doing it for a lot of years.
Jacob's what he's saying there, wrap bacon around with aluminum foil because aluminum foil is very conductive, and that'll really put a voltage on it. So take some of that um, foil, cooking baking foil,
Yeah.
wrap it around your bacon. I used to I used to live next to where I grew up was next to our boys' school that the brothers, Sebastian's brothers, so Franciscan brothers used to run for the orphan um, children, from World War II, basically. And they would come by and steal our light bulbs um, from our bushes in our front yard. So one day I said, why don't we just cut little strips of foil and screw them into the light bulb? So when I steal a light bulb, they get shocked. Well, it solved. It worked. They didn't steal our light bulbs anymore.
Russell said that you can run a wire around it with fence ground. Is he saying use the T post as your ground? I don't understand what he's trying to say there
Where,
because
what post was that one?
I wouldn't know. I don't have a way of knowing that. It's Russell Allman. It's in between Country Roads and PJ's post. If that helps you any, it's just a couple from the bottom. It's just a few up, maybe 5 or 6 from the bottom.
Well, I don't see it.
10. It's number 10 from the bottom.
Well, yeah, I'm not counting.
No, use electric fence ground.
Well, you can select it, can't you? Click on it.
I'm on my phone with that.
Oh, you're on your phone.
Yeah, because I close out Facebook
Way
because of
too high.
I need to learn to mute, not Facebook. I need to learn to just mute YouTube, and then I can see the chat. So I
Right.
use my phone to chat.
Yeah, isolators is good because when it rains, if you don't have isolators, your post will become ground. Glass isolators or ceramic isolators. Oh, good. My pink T entrances are done printing.
Pink.
Yeah, the bottom line is usually ground. Yeah,
Yes, I do know. Okay, right. I okay. I understand what they're talking about now.
right.
Yeah, I get it. I know what they're talking about now. It just it didn't register. It didn't register. I did so much research on electric fences, it wasn't even funny. Ended up just gave up because there's just no way I was going to be able to drive 8 feet of ground post in.
That would be my issue right now in my yard around my shed. It's
Oh,
all rock.
yeah.
I'd
Well,
have
I
to
can.
get a I'd
Yeah,
have to get a backhoe and dig it out with the rock and then fill it back in. It'd be a job. They had to do that to build my barn. People were building it, couldn't believe how much rock I had. Yeah, you can lay it on the ground. So you're getting some of it. Or just lay it in, dig a little trench and get it in the ground a little bit would help too.
Yeah, they all stress how important it is to really get a good ground to zap a bear.
Well, you need a differential. So you need that voltage to go
Yeah,
through the bear to the
right,
ground.
right. Yep,
So you really want zero at your ground, basically.
yeah.
0 volts.
Look, I don't know if anybody can see. It went away. Well, it's going to go away. Yeah, you can't see it. It's like spy point. My spy point just went off. We were talking about that on here. So I don't have the electric fence up there, but I've got a point game camera up there, and any movement, it sends me a photo.
Gotcha.
Seen a big coyote up there one night, and that's what I thought it was. They're up there logging. They're doing select cutting, basically making a
Yeah,
mess of everything, and that's what it is. The guys just rolled by, sent me a picture.
yeah. My trail. I got 4 trail cameras out, 2 at home and 2 at my brother's farm, and it just went off again. I've had 2 of them since we've been talking. Probably
Yeah,
does.
I enjoy
Yeah, does.
having those, especially when you got it you got it out there looking for deer. So yeah, I'm glad
And
it
my
wasn't a bear because I was gonna say I'll be right back. Go run him off. What do you got in your hand there? You gonna
Oh,
show us
these are my
something?
these are my T entrances. So I got a purple one. It's
Yeah.
purple. It doesn't look too purple, man. You see a
Eh,
little bit of purple.
looks
Then
white
the
to
clear
me.
one, clear.
Yeah. There you go.
Then I have a green one,
Yeah. Yeah, right there. Yep. It looks green.
green and orange.
Yep. Yep.
And right now I got pink ones in my printer. That's for the ladies.
Yep.
And I'm gonna do blue.
It'll all be brown before it's over with. Propolis.
You know what?
Propolis.
They don't touch the
They don't put propolis on it.
just a little bit in the bottom. If it just not so no, they don't put propolis on it. Just maybe at the bottom where it hits the bottom board or the screen, and that's it. So I'm gonna have 9 colors. Well, clear 9 and 8 colors when I get done. When I go to Nobby, so I have blue. I have orange, green, clear, purple, blue, olive, brown, and gray. So I've been printing away 8 at a time. Hey, I can show you. I can share my screen. Oh, it's not seeing it. Oh, here it is. So here's my pink ones. They're not really. They don't look too pinkish to me. But there's 8 of them. Just got finished. 100% complete. So I got to restart them before I crash tonight. So they print tonight.
I had to I had to put something under my bum. It was getting tired sitting on that wooden chair.
Well, you're getting ready for deer season when you're sitting on a wooden stand or something.
Nah, not me. I, I've got a
BJ,
big,
yeah, I got a
big
bamboo. I
piece
got
of
a big.
foam. Yeah. I don't even like to talk about bears because you just
Yeah,
never
I
know
don't.
when they're gonna show up around here. I
I don't
mean,
have any right now.
oh, I'm sure we do. I don't even want to go talk to my neighbor. He'll tell me. He he lives at the end of the road, up probably halfway up the mountain there, and yeah, He had one after some apples that were in his car. Totaled his car trying to get to it, and
Wow.
and settled on a 6 packs of cokes. He bit into every one of them, sucked them dry. So, but that was 2 years ago. But
Okay.
but yeah, if they're there, they're on the mountain. So
Well, the east side of Cincinnati, where 275 cuts around, just a just a couple miles east of there, maybe 5, 10 miles. There's bears, but they have to go through the city, so who knows? But there's bears out in Indiana now in the old Jefferson Proving Grounds, which is called it's called something else now. So it's supposedly there's bears in the middle of that. There's some male bears that came through a couple of years ago, and they might be in the Miami Whitewater Forest, Houston Woods area. Some bears, which is not too far from me, 7, 10 miles. So I think I got probably about 5 or 10 more years, and then I'll have to worry about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I understand that, Kathy.
yeah. See what I said. I ain't gonna say it on here, but yeah, back in the day, what Mama don't know ain't gonna hurt
Yeah,
her. Yeah,
right now we got too many bobcats, and it's like
I'd
we need
rather
a
have
little
to deal with
bobcat.
bobcats than that. I don't know. I
Well,
haven't seen any in a while. That doesn't mean there aren't out there though.
yeah, I mean they're not they don't hurt the bees. They don't touch the bees.
Oh yeah, I
But
understand, but they mess with everything else.
yeah, they clear that. Yeah, I don't know how many oak trees I have in my yard. 50? I don't know. And I don't have squirrels. I mean, I'll see one here and there, but that's about it. Because the great horned owls, the hawks, and the bobcats, they keep it nice and clean. Yeah,
Yeah,
Indiana needed one, PJ. That's good news. I see them every time I go deer hunting at my brother's farm there in East Enterprise area, Switzerland County. Lots of bobcats. About every time I go out, barbecue bear. Never had that.
I'm gonna tell you what. Years ago, my wife's cousin he shot a bear, and I was over there when he was cutting it up and all, and he gave me so many steaks. I put those on the grill, and you talking about good? Oh my goodness, bear
Yeah,
steak is very good. I've had it multiple times since. My son shot a bear with his bow. What was he? He was 13 years old when he shot that. But
okay.
but yeah, that's some good eating right there. You just got to get that fat off of there. That fat is not appetizing at all. Not like beef fat. But
I've had bear sausage,
yeah, I haven't had that.
but not steaks or barbecue or anything like that.
Yeah,
There, I had a couple of guys I go hunting with, used to go hunting with. Some of them have passed away already. Um, used to go up north and go bear hunting every year. I never went out. I was too busy with my family.
Yeah, my son, he's gotten his in-laws that he's married into. They're big,
Yeah,
bear hunters and deer hunters, and you know they run dog. He doesn't like deer hunting with dogs, and I used to like it in December when nothing would move, and we use short leg beagles, so they don't really press the deer. The deer,
gotcha.
their deer will be so far ahead. They eat and graze and take their time. They'll look back and then they'll run a little ways and eat and graze. Those dogs are no threat to them. So
Right.
I used to enjoy that sitting there. I say you never knew what you were going to see in the woods then.
Yeah. There's no bear season in Ohio, even
Oh,
though they probably need one in some
we get
counties.
one tag.
Okay.
We get one tag, and I've never used a tag in ever. The only time I shot and killed a bear, well, that was when I used the tag. But how I was out cutting wood, and they always said in hunting season, always carry your gun with you because you'll see the biggest deer you've ever seen. Well, we rolled up on a big old bear, so
Yeah.
that was, I don't know how I forgot about that, but yeah, that was a
Hey,
that was a
Dodd.
cool memory. My son was with me, so it was pretty cool.
So Dodd said Missouri now has a bear season. Okay.
Okay,
I
bear
think
sausage
in
is good. That sounds good.
2029, Ohio will be putting introducing elk back into the state. We'll be getting elk again. But bears, I don't think they have any schedule on that. But half, 2/3 of Ohio already has bears in it.
Yeah,
Half to 2/3.
yeah, we're not. They're talking about being able to bait. We're not allowed to bait them. We can't even bait deer. So
You're allowed to bait deer.
yeah, we in North Carolina when I lived there, we were able to bait deer.
I don't do
Hunt
it. I
right
don't
over
need
top of the
to.
corn.
Yeah,
Sure makes it a lot easier, to pick and choose. But
right. When I hunt Indiana, there's no baiting. Baiting's not allowed.
yeah, well, you get used to finding good trails and good sign, and you do
Right.
okay. But like I say, they're cutting timber right now, and they're leaving the biggest mess you ever seen. So I don't know. That's another reason I was wanting to get uh, an out yard that's not getting pressured by timber being cut and stuff. And what they want the most is the tulip poplars because they grow so long and straight. They grow 80
Yeah.
feet until they start getting limbs, and so they've cut out a lot of that down. So I don't know. So I'll
Yeah.
put 10 hives 30 minutes away and see what I can do with that.
Yeah, the only thing I ever put out for the Ohio is a mineral block in the springtime. That's about it. Yeah, PJ, where he lives and where I hunt, and he's my brother's farm, we have to put in crops, food
Yeah,
plots.
yeah. PJ, we're not allowed to shoot them. I mean, it's really hard to prove, you know, that your livestock was in danger or you were in danger. Most people
Right.
just don't say anything.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I hear.
yeah.
I've never had to do it. So, but yeah, it's like $10,000 fine.
Wow.
You get caught killing a bear and
Right.
not
Not
licensed.
legally.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. It may have
Right.
went up. I don't know. 10,000, 10,000 20 years ago was a lot of money. 10,000 now is a lot of money to me. So it costs about that much to feed your bees now. Uh,
Yeah.
hey, that's something. That's something to talk about. Change the subject a little bit. What is the cheapest per pound people are finding sugar for right now, and where?
I found Royal King 10-pound bags, $6.99 this summer. So it's
6.99.
six,
Hmm.
70, 69 cents a pound.
Yep,
And I found Aldi grocery store, they're just 2-pound bags, but they're 72 cents a pound.
they're 4-pound bags.
Yeah, the 4-pound bags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I know. And how much is yours at Aldi's?
It
Ours
comes
went
out,
up. That's why I was asking.
I think it was two.
289 is what mine is right now. It
Yeah, I
was
think the last time I saw it was
248.
289.
Yeah, it was 248,
Yeah, yeah.
and it went up.
That's what
Yeah,
but I noticed I have 3 or 4 of them around my area, and they're all different pricing.
I got.
At Menards, okay.
Look at there, Dodd Restaurant
Yeah.
Depot, 53 cents a pound. Okay. Oh, look at there. Rick
I
got
wish
it for
we had a
60 cents at Menards. Okay. I found some. The cheapest I found is 60. I think it's 66 a pound. If I had my receipt, I'd know. But 50-pound bags, and I paid 30 something. So,
okay.
but I think I figured in the 60s somewhere. Yeah, look at there, Restaurant Depot. Okay, and I got mine at called the Chef Store. It I was getting cheaper than that at one time, and it was sugar beet sugar.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
fine.
oh, they say that's better for the gut than the cane sugar.
Yeah,
That's what Brad says. Brad Hogg. So
right.
it made me feel good because I didn't know. I got to, I fed I don't know how much of that. 2 years ago maybe, and and then I saw that it was beet sugar, and I'm like, oh, I hope I haven't done something wrong. But
And
no,
Melissa just picked up 5,000 pounds of sugar
good gosh.
today. Sugar day. So Tom's a
Yeah,
some sugar babies there.
yeah, sugar babies. 5,000 pounds of sugar.
Oh, all right. Look at we got back.
JW, hey
Hey,
JW, Mr.
JW.
JW, look what I'm sporting tonight, JW.
That's exactly I seen that. Man, are
Yep,
you extra
look at
handsome or
that.
what?
That
Huh?
keychain. I gave Amy this other keychain. She said, I'll cherish it. She loves it. Tickle to death. She loves you to death, JW. She really does. She thinks a lot of you. Yep. Come in the mail today. I was hoping I could lure you in. So what you been up to, JW?
I'm extracting honey, my friend.
I thought so.
I've lost you. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
I
You
hear
don't hear
you.
me? We hear you. We can hear you, JW.
I'm trying to get tuned in here. I'm not going to stay long. I just got in from the V yard. I seen some handsome looking, well dressed looking type
Hey,
of.
wait. Don't tell no lies. It's kind of cloudy outside, I don't want to get hit.
He was out
Dressed
in that
up
sun
nice,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Dressed up
He was out
nice,
in
but
that
not no
sun a
good
little bit
looking.
too long.
Well, good for you, you handsome looking dude. You.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, I've
tickled,
been
man.
extracting honey.
I was
I
tickled to
took
death.
this afternoon off. I've got My best old buddy, Aloysius P. Bosworth. You know who that is, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew.
No,
No.
Aloysius P. Bosworth. That's my little dog. That we,
Oh, your real best buddy. Okay.
he's got a problem with his tear ducts in his eyes.
Oh,
I took him to, believe it or not, a canine ophthalmologist, eye
yeah.
doctor
Yeah.
over in Indiana, and try to get him checked out, see if there's anything I can do to help him. She give me some, said his tear ducts, one eye, he's not got any tear ducts, isn't producing anything. His other eye is only producing a little bit. So she says she give me some high powered stuff to put in his eyes. We'll see. We'll check him and see if that works. We'll be back in a couple of months, but I've got half my honey extracted. Matt pulled 73 supers last Thursday, and I've been working on it a little bit. It's been atrociously hot, and the bees have been robbing so terribly. I've got them all inside, but I've got half of them done. I counted up. I've got 37 supers done. I got 37 or 36 to go. So
You've been busy.
yeah,
You put them in 5-gallon buckets.
I pulled so far the 36. I pulled 165 gallon drum and
Oh,
14 5-gallon buckets off of 37 hives.
okay.
Whatever that figures. Most of my, I'm going to say my 5-gallon buckets, I probably got an average of maybe 55 pounds in those, so I haven't even totaled up. And my barrels, they'll hold about 650. So whatever that is.
Right.
That's good.
I figured maybe 25 pounds to the box. Is that, I don't know,
Yeah. Well,
maybe a little more than that, 30.
think what they left on the hives for the bees. I mean,
Matt, that was Matt's call. He said he thought he left
yeah.
maybe better part of maybe 2,000 pounds on the hives. Because I said, only thing I told him, I said, just pull the ones. I had one of my sons and one of my grandsons helping Matt. All I was doing was pointing and trying to keep supplies to them. And I said, just treat it like it was you would your own hives. I said, the only thing I'll ask you, if it's questionable where you pull a super or not, if it's got a little brood or so forth, is just err on the side of the bees. I don't need to take a big bunch of honey. I've got, I finished up my last year's supply right now. I probably got 150 pounds left in my bottling tank from last year, and then I'll start on new crop honey. So
Cool. That's good.
Boy, that's nasty stuff. You know what? That honey, nasty. Ooh,
I love it.
it's sticky.
Now it is sticky. Sticky business. Sticky business.
Well, I interrupted your Tom and Clay show. I just would pop up here.
No, I'm glad to see you.
Seen that good-looking, handsome guy dressed up in that new tuxedo-looking stuff. Man, is he handsome!
I'm living good right here. This is cool. Yeah, I was tickled to get it. Amy says, "What do you got?" I was like, "I don't know yet. It's coming from JW." I said,
might have been a box of steak bugs. You ever think about that?
Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
Said it might have been a box of steak bugs. I'd be capable of sending you something like that.
Yeah, you just never know. That would have tickled me for a long time. But I'm happy.
I save all them from my old buddy out there in California. Mr. Prater. I save him.
Yeah, Yeah.
All my extra stink bugs I save up for him
Right.
taking the knobby.
What I ought to do is send him a bunch of lantern flies, but you know
Yeah,
how
yeah,
California is. I'd be in jail.
yeah.
You know, long as I kill them.
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw a bunch a few weeks ago, but I haven't seen any in the last few days. I think the storms, the weather's actually really knocked them down.
Hey, JW,
Uh,
Brian wants.
I don't have it. That's out of my bailiwick.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
have
no.
any.
Brian has a question. He wants you to talk about electric fences.
I I can tell you about electric fences, but I don't have any experience with. There's no bears in my
Well,
part.
but electric fence is electric fence.
Yeah. I didn't ever use anything but the solars. I mean, I used to fence, miles of it, and I used all solar. Them Parmax, Parmak, I think, is the brand that I use. Solars, I had good luck with them,
Yep.
uh, Brian. But I've never. No, that's not with reference to B. But I'm gonna tell you something about them. They'll knock the hell out of you if you get into one of them. I can tell you that. I've been
Yeah.
into several different times. I use them. I used with my cattle operation. I use rotational grazing, and I moved them a lot, and I use lots and lots of electric fence. So that's all I can tell you. I don't know anything about
Is it?
what to use for bees, but the Parmax,
Yeah, it's
they're,
spelled
they're,
P
they're a
A
good unit.
R
I had good unit work.
P A R M A K S. Is that how it's spelled? Parmax.
Parmak, I think. Parmac is the
Okay.
solar
Yep.
Parmax.
Yep. My mentor, that's what she has.
Yeah.
That thing will put a hurting on you.
Yeah.
It'll put a hurting on you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Everybody's cool.
But I have no experience with, thank God.
Yeah, the Mag
We have
12.
one pass through on occasion, but there's not enough it's a rare. If somebody sees a black bear, it comes out in the papers, in this
Yeah.
country. There's not that many around.
Hey, back in the Depression days, they said everybody in the county would come just to look at a deer track.
Yeah. Well,
Because there were no deer, So
when we came to Illinois, if you didn't, my grandparents live here. I'd come over and stay with them. So if you've seen a deer track, it was 1964. I used to bow hunt a lot, and in 1964, I come back on leave from the service, and I killed a deer here in Southern Illinois, and as far as I know, that was the first one killed legally in modern times in this area right here. The local bank had it up here. I had it mounted, and the local bank had it hanging on the wall up there in the bank for a while.
no, thank you, Brian. Let Tom go first. Not you, Tom. The other Tom.
The other time.
I can tell you a little
Tom.
story about about electric fencing. If you want me to,
Go for
Brian
it.
said that. That's cool.
well, you want to hear another little bit of my stories? When I was a kid, I was a little bit on the underside. I outgrew that. I've straightened up since I've got older. But anyway, when them weed burner fences, when the weed burner fences first came out, they was almost straight 110, and my dad had one. He bought one of them, and the fence it's just some milk cows. That's where he had to, because my dad was a cream lover, and we've had that story about the cream, which I hate. But anyway, I talked the neighbor kid on peeing on that fence. Well,
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
that was a bad mistake on his part. Well, we had a neighbor. We had a neighbor that my dad worked with quite a bit, and that man could stand it. That the old case tractors had magnetos on them. You know, when the magnetos would pulse, he could grab 2 spark plugs. They was 4-cylinder. He could grab 2 of the spark plugs. He could stand enough electricity, but he killed that old case tractor. He was always aggravating me, getting a snake and chasing me with it or doing something to him. He come down there and I said, Odin, we got a new fencer. He said, you want to try it? Because them other fencers that was just battery chargers that was hooked up just to a 12-volt battery, he'd take hold of the fence and then he'd grab me by the ear. The kid would step, pop me or stick his finger up there, pow,
Yeah.
So I talked him into grabbing that fence. I got a little bit of a spanking over that deal from my dad. I talked him into grabbing that. It had him down on his knees and burned his hands,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
That's my fence story, and I'm gonna get off here and shut up.
That was funny, though. It's pretty good. Hey, Todd's on here listening. You got something to say to him?
No, I'm not even talking to him tonight.
He says gonna have a nice stink bug salad.
He's always eating. He and Sauceman out there, they must have tapeworms, both of them. 'Cause that's all they do is eat.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'll tell you, Tom must have just a high adrenaline. I know he works hard and all, but man, I used to be skinny like he was when I was younger, and
Yeah.
after we had so many kids, all those sports I'd play all the time, basketball and softball, and it all had to go away. And you're sitting around playing with kids, it's easy to gain weight and eating too much too. So, but yeah, look at there. My tapeworm likes steak and taters. Oh.
Well, get on with your subject if you got one. Tom, I apologize for interrupting. I just had to rag.
Oh man, no, I'm glad you did. You got everybody in the chat laughing.
Well, I don't know about that, but
oh yeah, yeah. We did. Nobody did that. Everybody dared each other to pee on the fence, but nobody ever would do it.
Yeah.
well,
No.
I bet you Sauceman could get someone to do it. When he was a kid, I bet he
might.
I bet he was with Tom Sawyer Jr. Don't you?
Yes.
You try it and don't kill you.
Yes.
I'll think about trying it.
Yeah, I'd probably get some of that 277 voltage, the old lighting voltage, and then put a step-up transformer, put it up to about 380. So if they touch that wire, they're not letting go.
Yeah.
I stole when I was in high school. I stole one of them. It was one of those Van de Graaff generators. Stole it from the high school. I shouldn't tell that, but I did. Took it home. Kids that come to visit, you could put your hand on that thing and charge it. It was all voltage. Them Van de Graaff generators are. Tom knows what I'm talking about, I think, surely. And get them, and then I'd stick my finger up to somebody's ear or to their nose and start going pop. You build up electrical charge.
Hey, I got Dominic
Yeah.
on here. Bring on here.
Yeah. I just saw it. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Wow, we haven't seen you for a while. How you doing?
Yeah, yeah. It's been a busy year, and the season is kind of out of sync. That's what I was wondering if you guys noticed that if your season was anything changed or if you have like had a regular season.
It from my point of view, it
Yeah.
was upside down.
Oh, wow.
Everything was early, and then it warmed up real quick, and then it got cold again, and it warmed up, got cold again on us. It burnt a lot of the spring blooms from trees. That's where a lot of our nectar comes from, so trees.
Oh,
And we are also dry where I live. It's a little different, but I think the weather has been very crazy this year, and so I
yeah.
think everything is off. Like
Same here.
everything was early. Let's just say that much.
Yeah. So for us, everything is late.
Okay.
So like normally this our would be on almost to the middle of the summer flow, middle
Yeah.
to the end of our summer flow, and now
Right.
it not yet start. So and we are in middle of August and we now seen a little bit of the nectar coming in. So basically what happened was normally we have the dry season, we have two seasons, dry and wet. Our dry season this year, it was wet. So we had a lot of rain in April and May. And on a typical year, we would not have that situation. So because of that, it sent the blooms out of sync. And then we had a lot of sun in June and July, where normally we would have rain in June and July.
Mm.
So because of the sun, the trees started blooming in May. They were actually coming in too early, and then the sun kind of killed everything off. And now we're getting rain again, so it has to take another 2 to 3 weeks for the bloom to come in now. So my concern is that our summer flow is almost going to meet our fall flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how much time I will have to reset the colonies to harvest that fall flow. If I'm be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
How many
because
Right.
how many colonies did you say you had? I don't remember.
yeah, I run 100 of
Yeah.
them, give and
Yeah.
take. And like as you guys know, in the spring you build up. You like oftentimes I double. Like at the moment, I maybe have a slightly above 100 nooks.
Mm-hmm.
But that is so that I sell off and make an additional income.
Yeah.
But on average, I am at 100. I'm planning on at least going to 150 by the end of the summer flow, so I can because we have a very high demand for our local honey here.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make the extra.
Yeah. Um. What did?
Yeah, my area, it's
Well, go
been
ahead.
pretty normal, except we've gotten a lot of rain, so our flow never ended. It
Oh wow.
just kind of dropped down a little bit, and now it's ramping back up. So it's been a
Okay.
crazy honey year.
Yeah, sure has been like right now, like just yesterday I caught one huge swarm, and that is way late. But it's
Yeah,
now that we're getting rain and the bees are kind of getting ready for that flow. So as you guys know, just before the flow they like to swarm, and they didn't get the opportunity to do that in June and July. So the folks that didn't split their bees earlier, and even me that like split my bees, I'm kind of a bit nervous because it's been more than 6 to 8 weeks since I split them. So we're getting to that phase where you're kind of a bit nervous because they might be too strong before the flow comes. But that's beekeeping for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Or you never know. Every year it's slightly different.
always different. Even the nectar is different from year to year. So you
Right.
might have spring honey tasting one way, this year, next year, totally different. Or because we have a lot of different flowers in Dominica. Well, I'm from Dominica, not Dominica Republic.
Right.
Dominica. There's a small island lower down.
Right.
So we have a lot of different flowers and trees. So what I believe is that on every year you have another tree being the dominant flower or the dominant plant. They never are this they never at the same ratio throughout. So last year we had one plant being more dominant, so the honey tasted a certain way. This year it's different. So every year you
Oh,
get like
okay.
a different, yeah, a different composition or a different flavor for the honey. But it's
I
been
don't.
really interesting beekeeping in Dominica. You always have something different, always a different flavor from village to village. And we're not a very big island. We may be
Right.
like we may be like 20 miles long. So for you guys, that's like walking distance, right? But but for me, that's the place that I have to beekeep. 20
Right.
miles long. But from even with that, from every community to the next, the honey tastes different because we have so many different trees and so many different plants that every other village or every other community, the plant that is it's dominated by a different plant. So
Right.
we're very fortunate for that in that regard.
So, do you have your colonies spread out, or they are all in one area?
Spread out. Like
Okay.
I don't put more than 15 hives in an area, and that is even a stretch
Okay.
for me. Like I see you guys have like 50 or 40 in one yard. We don't. First off, we don't have as much flat land, so we don't have as much flat land to accommodate so much hives because we're just a
Right.
mountainous island. Everywhere you go is a hill, a valley, a ditch, something. So just on availability of land, that is one. And our forage isn't as compact as you guys because I see like Ian Stepler, Bob Bainey, you guys make like free supers and more of honey,
Mhm.
right? But for me, I make like a super on every flow. So to put more than that in one area, it's going to be a stretch. And even when it comes to the diff, when we have like nothing coming in, that is one of the biggest challenges. Because you just have a situation where the bees they just go at each other. And in January, we don't have snow like you guys, but we have that time when the bees really are at um, a low time when nothing, no nectar is coming in and so on. And they rub each other very bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So like last year, I lost 2 yards, two big
Wow.
yards from rubbing. Like I came in the yard and I thought initially I actually thought it was pesticide poisoning, and when I got to it, it was just the bees rubbing each other.
So.
They were balling each other's queen on the floor,
Hmm.
just killing queens, and I just came and I just met queens dead, bees fighting, I getting caught in the crossfire, like like I'm part of the war.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and that was something else. So yeah, so for that reason, I don't keep much hives, much production colonies in one area. My nook yard, I have like almost 60 or 80 nooks in one area, but my production colonies, I keep it to just about 15 of them.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it definitely is because we don't have the concentration of forage. We have a lot of
Right.
different plants, but we just don't have that concentration. Like when you guys do like the monocrop, where you just have fields and fields, like you guys speak in hectares, you know.
Right.
We we still talking acres in my area, so and acres of a lot of different plants all mixed up. So we get a lot of wildflower type honey, um, but we don't get like the 3 and 4 supers that you guys get in one flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our spring is like that. We have so much different plants blooming. I can't say it's one flower from another flower because all the flowers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes they get into something that's you can tell.
yeah.
Like this year for me, basswood tree. They've never brought that in as far as a big quantity of it. It
Right.
showed up in a sample I sent off. It said basswood, but 55% was tulip poplar. It's a pretty big flower.
Oh, okay.
It's in the top of a high trees, 80-foot trees, and that can be a real good flow. And you can taste that. You can always taste tulip poplar when it's there.
Yeah.
But like you say, we're from all over the United States here and Canada, and
Oh, okay.
so everybody gets something different. Or
Yeah,
sometimes you start with one tree, and then
yeah.
so many weeks later you get another tree comes in. And if you can
Right.
separate that, you
Same with us. Like so, the supers in the middle, they might be one shade, and the frames in the middle of the
yeah,
super might
right,
be one shade, and then towards the end another shade. Sometimes, like what I do sometimes is I start the box with the 10 frames, especially if I have just foundation. I started with 10 frames, and as they're drawing out the comb, I pull one out, and like say I have 10 hives in a yard, I pull one out from each hive, space it out to 9, and I add one box to the strongest one in the yard, give it that 10 I took out from all the others collectively, and I put it on there. Then when they grow it out to 8, like I take out one, make it 8, add that to another one, So in
mm-hmm.
2 or 3 colonies at the end of the flow, 2 or 3 colonies in the yard might end up with 2 supers, and the rest end up with one each. But it's like 7 or 6, 8 frames, and they're this thick.
Yeah, real thick, yeah.
Yeah. So when I do that now, like I can see the different shades in the different layers of honey because they putting in different plants as thing goes. Yeah.
You guys just gave me an idea, another invention.
No, no,
I think I'm gonna make a real small shim that you can slide underneath your supers, and you can put slide a tray in, so you can block half the super. So when the black locust trees bloom, they only can fill up one side. Then you close that up. Then you open up the other side, let the tulip poplar fill that up, and that way when you go to bottle it, you know that half of it's black locust, half of it's tulip poplar, and you can sell it that way.
I just steal it. I steal frames when I get black locust. I pull those frames, give them new drawn frames, and or move theirs and put it to the outside. I'll do
So
that because
so
it's
what
so
is your
hard to get the black locust.
so black
Yeah,
locust is your most prized honey up there?
Well, for me, where my area is, yeah, it's because it's almost clear. It
Oh,
tastes like
it-
a lot of
it's
people say it
sweet.
tastes like cotton candy. It's so sweet.
oh wow. So that's the difference between you guys and us. So in my country, people favor the darker honey.
The
If you come
darker,
with yeah, if you come with light to clear honey, people almost think it's fake.
Right.
So
Okay.
because back in the day, and we're not as modern as you guys. So back in the day when we had the cross and strain method, where beekeepers would have honeycomb in the darkest and dirtiest of comb, and when they crush and strain it, then you get some dark honey because it was in dark equipment, right? And they kept reusing stuff, a lot of their equipment. So people just got accustomed to that dark honey. So even now that I'm doing honey, and I'm doing it more modern, where I harvest just after the flow, I dehumidify, I do all that thing. I had to kind of, convince or sort of like educate the public on the reason for the different shades. So that's why I named. I have the spring honey, I have the summer honey, and I have the fall honey, right? Because every one of them have a different shade. And I noticed that the summer, so for us, the summer honey is the lightest of the three. So I had, whenever I came out with the summer honey that I harvest in the summer, they would ask me like, why is it so light? And is it not real honey? So I had to kind of educate and separate the honey so people know,
Right.
okay, well, that is what you get at that time. So now people are catching up and people actually accept my brand as one of the top ones,
Hmm.
partly because like I've won quite a bit of honey shows in the
That's
Caribbean, and I
right.
also won the one in England.
Yes.
So so they're getting there. People trust the brand now, but it took a lot of educating to get to that point because people just don't did or they just didn't like the light stuff.
Right.
But for you guys, that is what people want, right?
Everybody's different.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's funny though. I won't set up at a farmer's market, but I'll set up at it's a, just call it one big flea market for 100 miles, garage sales. But
Oh,
anyway, I set up at a church. There's probably 200 vendors there, and I'm the only one selling honey. And I have my honey set up from dark to light, and people walk up and say, "What are all the different colors? I've never knew there was different colors." And I said, "Well, come over here and let me tell you."
yeah,
My wife will shake her head like, "Here I go with my spill," but I'll let them taste every flavor, and it's not flavor. I mean, it's a nectar. It's what the bees do. I don't do it. I don't
yeah,
add anything to it or anything. It's just I separate my honey colors all I can,
yeah. I
and
do the
it
same.
just it's so easy to sell then because you
Yeah,
get them. Somebody's going to like one of those 5 or 6 different
yeah,
flavors there,
yeah.
and
I
they're going to
really,
buy some.
yeah, I
Honey,
really changed the
I'm
whole
gonna drop off,
culture.
Tom. Excuse me, Dominic. I need to drop off, so
Okay,
I'm gonna bid you all good night.
all
All
right.
right.
We'll
Night,
see you,
Jay
Talk to
David.
JW.
y'all
Thanks
later.
for jumping
Yeah,
on.
Thanks for the merch.
yeah.
Night,
All
night.
right, I'm gone.
All right, night. And now
Yeah,
I remember you talking about winning awards and stuff. That I remember that now,
yeah,
and that's got to help too win their
yeah.
trust, right? Because you're not
It
going to
does.
fake. You're not going to fake a honey judge. There's no
Yeah,
way that you're not
that's
going to make sugar water honey and fake them. There's just no way.
that's true. But I did a lot of what you mentioned in separating it and getting them to taste the difference. So that was really good in because I had to change the culture around
Hmm.
honey in Dominica. So
Yeah, I get
people
it.
accept
Right.
that because the older beekeepers, what they would do, or the beekeepers before me, they would wait until they collect all their honey and they would mix it and
Mix
they
it
would
up.
make one flavor.
Yeah.
But since I started doing it, I started giving people because I tell people you get to taste the seasons,
Yes.
and
Right.
nothing beats that because as the beekeeper, as honey goes along, I taste it and I can tell, every honey that come in, maybe we have in reality we have maybe like 6, 7 different flavors of honey that comes in, but never in such a huge quantity where you can, consolidate it and sell it. But like if you're doing it frame by frame, we have like 7 or 8 different flavors of honey as the year goes, because we have trees that they bloom in well enough to give you a frame or two, but not to full or super.
Yeah.
And so I taste that, and I know that I know the importance, or I know how nice it is to have that option. So I just rolled it out for everybody else. So
Yeah.
that was
What
pretty
what
good.
was your name again? I don't remember.
It's Nathaniel.
Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathaniel.
I'm bad with names, but write that down, Tom.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathaniel. I don't know why, but I remembered as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, man. So it's been a quite eventful last year, and even this year. I actually finished my studies. I was doing the master beekeeper program with the University of Florida.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually got my master beekeeper.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so thanks.
Yeah.
In June, was it? Oh yeah, in June I completed the master up to the master level.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So that was a big accomplishment this year.
Yeah.
We have a small community here, so it was all over the news. Everybody was talking about it for a while. Because in the Caribbean, I think we have like 5 or 4 master beekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of the
You're
4. So
one of them.
that was
Yeah.
a very proud moment for the island. And again, we're not very big. We have like 70,000 people on the whole island. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's cool. That's good.
Yeah. It put it this way. So in America, it's so different as far as everybody's how much rain they're getting. I mean, I don't know if you see some people are flooding away like crazy, so much rain. And where I'm at, we probably haven't had 5 inches since March.
Oh,
Five
wow.
inches. And we had 4 of those that in the last, I don't know, month.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's just been bone dry here.
So, have any of you guys been affected by the fires that I'm seeing blazing all over the place?
Smoke. Because
Oh,
I'm in Virginia, so I'm down a good ways from being up on the northern border, but it moved all the way down into New York City, us. I don't know how far. I know it went into North Carolina, but
The
but
smoke
as
did, but
far as the
all
fires themselves, no.
yeah, that's all up in Canada and maybe now a little bit out in Northern California
Yeah,
oh.
or
yeah.
Yeah, so
somewhere in
that's
California.
that's another difference between you. So now in the height of summer, you guys are getting a lot of sun, right? But for us in the
Yeah,
height of summer, we get a lot of rain.
Hmm.
So our rainy season starts in June. So from June onwards, we're supposed to be getting like hurricanes, storms, weather conditions. So it's slightly different there. So it's always strange for me to hear that you guys are having fire in the middle of August.
Hmm.
Um, we get our fires in May, in
Yeah.
April and May.
Nathaniel, in my area, we had a big storm last week, and we
Oh,
still have 10,000 people without electricity. So they've been out
oh,
without electricity now for 5 days.
wow.
We had a 500,000 people without electricity
Oh
in our
boy.
in our area. I saw that yesterday in the news.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Uh,
big storm.
yeah, wow. Yeah, man, we also we get hit really hard some of the times. Like in 2017, was it? 2017, we had one and it wiped out the entire island.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
hurricane.
that was Hurricane Maria. it wiped out the entire island. We were just looking like someone just dropped an atomic bomb right
Did
in the middle of the island.
Right.
There were
Did
no trees, nothing. The bees, we had to feed them with sugar water. There was nothing at all for them to
Okay.
forage on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get some, and I'm just hoping that we get spared this year. But it's something that's always in the back of your head, every year, because we're right in the path. Like if you look at the map on that small chain of islands in the Caribbean, my island is square in the middle of that. So as every time the storm comes, it's above or below, and you're just waiting to see which will hit. So
Right.
we're always in
There
the
hasn't
fire.
been any big storms yet this year, has there? The
No.
season's just starting now.
Yeah, it's just this year, like I said, this year we had a lot of sun in June and July, so the season is kind of starting a bit late, and partly because of the dust. There's that dust that comes from Africa every year, and
Right.
it keeps the storms from being able to develop. So because of that, that dust has been lingering in our area, so it keeps the moisture and the storms away. But how long do we have left? No one really knows.
Yeah. Speaking of, I was just like, I just kind of forgotten. I don't know how. We just had a windstorm last Monday, and it blew over 100-year-old tree onto our house
Oh wow!
and took out half my chimney. So yeah, and I've been dealing with that. I've been needing to be in bees, and I've been, dealing with
Oh,
all that mess.
oh
But
wow!
yeah,
Well, I hope you bounce back quickly,
oh,
man.
we'll get it. We'll get it. It's it's a lot of tree. A big old.
Oh
It's over 100 years old, so it's a lot to cut and a lot
yeah,
to
yeah,
move. And
yeah.
I'm not a young pup anymore, so I I move a little bit at a time. If I can just get it moved away from the house, I can come in with a lift and be able to, repair everything. I
Maybe
patched everything right now, so.
maybe if I was closer, I would take
Oh
my
yeah,
chainsaw and come across.
that's all right.
Because lately
Well,
I've been teaching myself how to fell trees.
Yeah. Oh,
Because yeah, so I have this new piece of land that I'm clearing for
right.
agriculture, and we have like huge trees on there. So I've been learning on YouTube how to fell trees, different ways to prevent from hurting yourself. So
Yeah.
I getting kind of pretty good at it, like on call where I want the tree to fall and all that. So I maybe be able to give you a hand with that.
I know where my tree always ends up when I cut one down, stuck on the next tree.
I know, I know the feeling.
I do that quite a bit. And I mean, I'm better than I used to be, but I'll tell you, I'll hang them suckers up a lot.
Yeah,
I
and
got
that's
all the
that's
old guys, all the old guys. I hated to have to go get them, but I get one stuck, and I was like, "Hey, man, can you come help me?"
yeah.
You
I
know,
imagine last week that I had that happened to me Sunday, as a matter of fact. One of the tallest trees in the yard. I tried cutting it, right, and it fell. It fell and it got stuck. And then the
yeah.
bottom of the tree stuck my blade right in between the cut. So my chainsaw was stuck there.
pinched.
So I got a machete and I was kind of hacking at it, and then it slipped and it fell. So when I gave it that second cut, I had a weed whacker on the opposite side. The tree swung the next way and fell right on my weed whacker. And that was an expensive falling off a tree there, right
Yeah,
there. Yeah. So
That,
yeah,
those trees like that can be dangerous.
yeah, very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah, but that's all part of being a man, I guess. We,
I had one from that storm. I had one of my trees, and it was stuck leaning up against the tree. and I got it down safely.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I just did that a couple days ago.
Oh, so you guys have another flow coming in anytime soon?
Our far flow is we usually don't get a fall flow because it's hot and dry, no rain. But this year we're getting rain, so we're getting a fall flow, and it's about ready to start now.
So what tree you guys get the fall flow on?
It's actually goldenrod flower. It's a flower. It's a plant,
It's a
Okay.
weed.
a
Oh,
weed.
It's a weed. It's a real good weed, though. I mean, but
Yeah.
it's really good for the bees.
no. I would tell you guys a bit of the flowers that I have, but it's all in French. Because the island that I'm living on in Dominica, we were once a colony of France and once a colony of England. England, I speak English because England was the last
Okay.
to, be in Dominica. But a lot, like all our local trees, they're all French names. So we have things like the waterhead, that is the that's a spring tree that blooms in the spring. We have the savonette. Savonette sounds like it's soap in English. So it's a soap plant. You can take the leaves, and if you kind of crush it in water, it makes the water froth, just like you're using soap in there. People used to actually wash their clothes and stuff with it back in the day. So they call it savonette tree. We have coquelet. We have all kind of, but they're all French names. So, you know, uh, I have no matching name for the English and
Right.
yeah. With the scientific names are usually like 20, 30 characters long. So and no one can pronounce it. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, but our honey is very something special. It'd be nice to get you guys to maybe try it one day. I've been wanting to come to that
North
thing that,
American Honeybee Expo.
yeah, I've been
Yeah.
wanting to come that for a while, but you know, doesn't really work out every time.
Yeah. It's a good one. Tell you that.
And we'd love to see you fly up here.
That'd be cool.
And now it's getting more difficult to get up there,
Oh,
even
I
for
get it.
vacation. Yeah, so but it is
It,
what it is.
If you were gonna go to one, that's the one to go to.
Yeah, definitely. I've been following it from day one since
Yeah.
like Cayman channel since when he had like 100 and something people. I
Hmm.
was on there.
Yep.
I saw, and I used to ask him a lot of questions. Maybe he didn't know, or he still doesn't know it's me, but yeah, he was one of my tutors. He didn't, maybe he doesn't even know that. Bob Beanie is
Oh yeah.
a real
Bob.
cool guy. Like I would
Bob.
ask
Yeah.
him,
Bob is, I don't know, such a humble guy. He is very humble. He is just like his voice sounds
yeah,
on his videos. He really is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds
He's
like
so
that.
low key. It's great to be able to talk to him every year.
Yeah, yeah. He actually helped me figure out my season because he does that what's that plant that he always chase in the summer?
Oh, sourwood.
Sourwood, yeah.
So,
Yeah, we
So
have it
he
too.
yeah, so his sourwood plant bloom usually comes in just around the time that my savonette plant comes into bloom. So like I would ask him questions because I would see him split his bees and build them back up right on time. And I was like, how are you doing that, So I'll be in the comment section under his videos asking him questions. And lo and behold, he would answer me right back. And he helped me figure out quite a lot. And even on Cayman's channel, when he would
Yep.
have his live chats, I would pop in there and he would answer a lot of my questions. It eventually came a bit more difficult when he had like 200 or 300 people in there asking questions.
Right.
But in the beginning, both Cayman and Bob, they helped me
Yep.
I mean, quite a bit. And I look at all of you guys, obviously. Mike Barry, I really like Mike Barry. Um,
He's a good guy.
It's the way he does it. Not that's the way he keeps bees.
yeah. But I like his mannerism,
Yeah.
just the way that he moves. I
Yeah.
just something about his videos. I just like it. I obviously who doesn't like Mr. Ed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
All
Frederick.
those guys are they're all exactly how you see them on the videos. That's the
Oh,
cool
Yeah.
thing about them.
yeah.
Everybody you meet that you watch their videos, they are the same people. It's rare that somebody's different than what you see on their videos.
Oh wow.
I think
So
that's
that's
true
that's
for
what's so
beekeepers.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
man. Like,
beekeepers in general that way.
yeah, I keep telling people that. Like, I keep telling people in my community because we not yet have that kind of like togetherness like I can see on like the internet community, and that's something that we're really building. But I keep telling them like just look at like a lot of the beekeepers online, like, and beekeeping is one of the only I cannot think of another farm or
Yeah.
farming thing
Yeah.
or like animal husbandry or whatever that the people are so together as beekeeping. Like which other animal that people keep and they are up at this time, speaking about bees just
Right.
freely. Like I haven't seen another one like that.
Yeah.
So that is a culture that I'm also trying to build here
Yeah.
and get people like just last night I have like a class that I taught of like 20 or so new beekeepers, and we got everybody on a call and we were discussing like where everybody's at, what they do, what are their challenges, and we just have that openness, that conversation. even our
Right.
Even we have a beekeepers cooperative, we're trying to get even the older beekeepers because in our area, like the when I say older beekeepers, I mean the people that have been beekeeping before me. They might be around my age too, but they're just in it before me. Because the culture is everybody to themselves, and I keep telling them that the bees doesn't teach us that. The bees teach
Right.
us that everybody work together to make the honey to make the hive function. So the new ones, they're getting the idea, and we're trying to get it make it contagious so that everybody joins in.
Yeah. Back in the old days, though, the beekeepers they wouldn't share anything with anybody.
I
They
remember,
would not. Your Bob Benny's and your you ever watch Ian up there in Canada?
I watch all of you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
Ian,
So you know
yeah.
who I'm talking about. People like that wouldn't share anything,
Oh
and
wow.
it's like so many people share, and you can learn so much quicker. And
Yes.
even newer beekeepers will come up with something
Yep.
and share it and like, oh, I never thought about that. And I'm new anyway. I'm only 5 years into it, but it's neat. You can go to something and take back what we call a little golden nugget. Learn one little thing that will help you in your bee yard. And
Yeah.
and that's why we do this stuff, to
Absolutely, absolutely.
try
Because
to grow.
I've been keeping for like 14 years now, right?
Okay.
And but the first 7 years, I was basically a beehiver because I didn't have the YouTube and all that. And that most recent 7 years, I've made I've I've surpassed my years, a lot um in that last 7 years over the first because of the sharing and the information that I pick up from you guys.
Yeah. You see that
Hey,
Um,
question there?
yes, we have.
Nathaniel,
Yeah,
Jacob asked a comment. Do you have mites, bro, mite?
yeah, we do have mites, but we don't treat for them. The bees manage the mites on their own. Like just last year, I did a mite a mite test for the University of Florida, and it was part of my assignment. I had to do a mite test and so on, and I shoot 28 mites or something so on a colony, and like maybe for you guys that's a death sentence, right? But for me, I just allowed it to do its thing. And this year I made like 5 gallons of honey on that hive already. I split it and it's still here doing its thing. I've never treated it. We don't.
You've never seen any viruses like deformed wing or
Yeah,
anything like that? Have
yeah.
you seen that?
You see it in small amounts. Like
Yeah.
every now and then you might see a deformed wing. You might see a K wing. But nothing too drastic. Like every now and then, and we have some of the bees that that recapping thing they talk about, where the bees uncap the brood.
Yes, the
Yeah,
hygienic behavior.
yeah.
Yeah.
Our bees do that quite a bit. So you have a lot of the times you will come in the hive and you will see the ball brood, and when you come back the next time, it's sealed over. So the bees they manage it on their own. We've been some people came about trying to give us oxalic acid, the strips and all that, but we were like, nah, it's not worth it. You're just going to put more effort into beekeeping and more cost. And they say that we would increase our yield by 20%, but that 20% is going to the treatment cost is going to take that over. So, and why would I want to correct a problem that I don't have?
Right.
That's my thing. I don't have to treat for bees. I started with 8 colonies. Well, 2. Then I bought 8, and since then I've made a living out of it. So why? Like nobody can convince me why
Well, I
I
mean,
should.
you're not losing all your colonies. Well, I want to say over winter. I mean, you still have winter, even though your winter's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like what we have. But you go through the seasons. But if you're not losing them, you know,
yeah. I
I
might
wouldn't
lose.
worry about it either.
Exactly. I might lose 5, 10%. But that to me that's an acceptable
Yeah,
loss.
we do that. We do that and more, and we're treating. So
Exactly. That's acceptable, and I get to weed out the queens that can't make it.
right.
So all
Well,
I do is I just make sure that I pass in the bee yards ever so often. So if I notice a hive is weak and they're kind of trying to push out or fight wax moth, because wax moth is a serious problem in our area when you have a weak colony.
right.
I
That's when
think
they
that
move in.
I think that is
Well,
that's our biggest problem we have in Dominica, wax moth.
Small
So
hive
well,
beetles.
no, we have no small hive beetle.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. So
Nathaniel, I run about 50 hives, and I don't treat for mites either, because
uh,
I invested a little bit few dollars in better genetic queens.
that's very good, man. Because it's like to me, the cost doesn't make sense for the reward. And
Right,
then because I always say that we are in a position that a lot of the rest of the world actually wants to be, where you have bees that managed on their own. So
right.
why should I go to treat when I don't have to?
I did the first 5 years, but the last 5.5 years, but the last 3 to 4 years, I phased it all out.
Yeah, that's good. I see Bob Bainey doing that too, kind of
Yeah,
selecting for a lot of people doing it. They've been doing that for quite a while in Europe as well.
Yeah,
right,
Um,
he spot treats.
yeah,
But Bob is doing what a lot of us are not doing. He's doing the washes
yeah,
and seeing what he has, and if one has a problem, he'll treat them. He'll
yeah,
OAV, I think, in what in the strips. So at least that's a natural thing.
better.
Oxalic
Yeah,
acid is natural. So,
Right.
and that's what I use because my second year I had a swarm which came, from one hive. I had 8 swarms out of one hive. Plus I split them. So they
Oh,
were down to nothing. But that swarm grew so much that it made me 2 supers of honey. But they were eaten up with mites. I didn't know it until I was putting a fume board on them to drive the bees out of the honey supers, and I'd forgotten I'd been using a towel before that time. Then I have a fume board, and I drove those bees out. Wasn't paying attention because I was over at another hive, and I went out there and there's bees all over the ground and everything. And I found the
oh,
queen. It took forever for them to go back in, but that's when I realized they had deformed wing virus. They had K
oh,
wing. They had every. You could see the mites on the bees.
oh,
So so I started treating them and everything, but they ended up absconding, gone. I mean, every bee
oh.
disappeared in like about 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
that,
Well, what you can do, like in a situation like that, maybe what I would do, maybe you guys don't have the length of beekeeping period that I do. But what I would do in, like, if you see, like, I notice a hive has they're fighting the mites a lot, like they have a lot of ball brood. I
mhm.
like what I do is I take off all the frames and I give them fresh foundation and like a shook swarm, I think they call it in Europe. Take off all the frames, give them fresh foundation, and let them build everything all over again. Feed them and let them build everything over again, and then the hive just changes
Mm.
because
without
everything
without
Yeah.
without
New
changing the
comb,
queen.
new
without
comb
changing the
makes a
queen.
huge difference.
The queen is the same. I just shake off all the bees of the equipment, and I don't even throw the brood away. I give it to a strong colony. Like I just spread it out in the yard,
Yep.
and that the hive that had all the pressure on it, I give them fresh equipment and like a 2 gallon bucket of sugar syrup with hive alive in there.
Hmm.
And in 2 weeks or so, they draw everything back, fresh equipment, and ready to go. And I learned that split they call a flyback split from Gus Mitchell. I haven't seen a video from him in a while. Well, I don't know if you guys know him, Gus Mitchell. He
Gus Mitchell, yes, he comes to Nobby. We call it Nobby.
oh, oh,
I didn't
yeah.
start that. I thought it was the stupidest thing in the world, but now they got me saying it. But the expo,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
expo. But anyway, he's there, and man, I wish he did video still. I
Yeah,
mean, he is so good. I,
very.
I
Yeah.
took a comb making class with him. Uh, man, I learned so much.
Did he say why
He's
he
just,
did he say why he stopped?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was too
His
much
business is too
negative
big.
hate mail, too much
Oh
negative
wow.
Oh,
comments.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
That's
He's
what he
a
told me.
he's a st- I don't know what he call it, an introvert, maybe a little
Oh,
bit. He's not
Yeah,
real outgoing. He'll talk with you and all, but you can tell it's just not his thing.
oh,
But man,
man.
he is good.
Yeah, Gus gave the best advice. You see that he have that thing that he calls a flyback split.
Yep,
Like
yep,
yeah,
I don't split any of my hives any other way but flyback.
yep,
Because like you keep the queen, like I just take off the original colony, put it somewhere else in the same yard. Take the queen, put her back in the original position on fresh equipment and a 2 gallon bucket of feed on there. And in two
yeah,
weeks, that hive with the foragers that come back, they build up all the 10 frames. And
yeah,
the hive on the side gets requeened, or and just like that, you have two full colonies split. Like he gave solid information, man. Like a
yeah,
real shame, like how people can just be so mean. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
when
like
bees,
Tom over there.
yeah, huh?
when
I'm just kidding, Tom.
when,
No.
when bees need to make combs so the queen can lay, they really make it fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like according to the strength of the hive, sometimes in a week they draw the 10 frames. And that
Yeah,
is how I split my bees every spring.
yeah, yeah,
So
all 10 of them.
yeah, I just shift the entire colony, fresh equipment in the original spot with the old queen and a bucket of sugar on top that. And in a week or two, that hive is back to normal. I didn't lose a colony, and I have all the resources from the hive that I move.
Right,
I can make splits with them, take them to another yard. I could put them in nook boxes, or I can just keep them as a whole and give them a queen cell, or let them make their own queen cell, whichever. And you have
right.
two full colonies instantly. And I learned that from him actually. Yeah. So I just haven't seen him for a while. I didn't know why he stopped because he was giving real solid information. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you guys meet him, tell him that this unknown guy from a small island said, said hello and thanks for.
Okay. I'll make
Yeah.
sure I do that.
He
I
did
will.
one he
I
did
really
one
will. I'll do
video.
it.
He did one video where he showed how he takes his supers and he'll stack one of them like an eighth of an inch off so
Yep.
it vent a little bit. He got a lot of negative comments about that, about rain and all that. And
Oh
but he
wow.
didn't mention that he probably could have mentioned is that the bees will line up when it's raining. They're just line up and clog it
Yeah,
up
they
so no
do
water gets in.
because I learned that from him too. And there was
Yeah,
this once, like I went in one of my hives and it was on the verge of swarming. They were making queen cups, all that, putting eggs in there, and I break everything down and I just did what he said, and the bees didn't swarm, and I that was the most money I made that year from that colony. And what happens too is after you stagger the boxes, the beside that the top box, the cover covers all the gaps. So it still doesn't get rain in there. So what like why would
right,
something because
right.
if you put one box there and the other one slightly so and then the other one the other way, when you put the cover on, it still
It
covers
still
the
covers it. Yeah.
yeah, so like wow.
And
Ian does it.
the bees will plug it up too if it's
Yeah,
raining
they
hard.
come
They'll
right.
plug
Yeah, and I think that
yeah,
is part of the reason why they
Wax.
don't swarm because more bees are occupied doing other things. So they're not
right.
hanging out idle. So because they're doing other things, when there's no real flow, that's what keeps
Yeah.
them box to me.
I think it slows them down
Yeah,
from swarming.
but it really stops the swarming, and I did that a few times, and it worked, and I learned that from him too. So, but maybe you
Yeah,
should.
but he didn't really explain why he did it so much, and he got a lot of comments from it that he took personal a little bit too much.
And
Oh,
you're talking about during the flow, right?
yeah, during the flow,
Yeah,
yeah.
Letting the well, Ian does it. Oh, man,
Man,
a lot of people. Oh, Mike Berry does it.
everybody does it.
Um,
a lot of people do it.
You know?
Nate Duck River Honey. That Nate
Yeah,
does it. A lot of
Yeah,
people do it.
yeah. Even the people that like crack the top of the lid, that's a form of doing it too. You know, like
Oh
yeah,
yeah, my mentor keeps hers cracked with a stick in it,
yeah. So,
yeah,
just so
man,
they can dry the honey and cool off. And it gets so humid here.
yeah. But there will always be people that know more than you know.
Oh yeah. You've always got these people that hide behind the phone and
Yes. Yep.
yes,
throw out a bunch of junk.
Yeah. Yeah. There'll
Yeah,
always be those.
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
wow.
And but
yeah,
it's real nice talking to you guys.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be shutting it down. We'll
yeah.
be at the, you're
But
on
what you
Eastern
came
time,
on
right?
for, it has been an upside down season. With us being dry here,
Mm.
when we get a heavy rain, finally, I can go out in our we live on an old farm, homestead, and it's been so dry that asparagus, it comes up now when it should come up in the spring.
Oh,
It's
wow.
coming up now because it didn't come up because it was so dry in the
Wow.
spring.
Oh.
So that's another thing how off whack everything is.
Yeah.
And all the rain that he's supposed to get came over where I live.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Got
So
double, triple.
wow.
what do you do,
Yeah.
man? It's just a weird year. It's
Would-
been a weird 2 years, really.
Oh,
Last 2 years have been different.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, last year was a hard year for me.
Yeah.
We
This
had
year,
so much rain that we never did it. We didn't have a flow.
oh, wow.
It rained every day almost.
Oh, wow.
I
This
was
year,
re-
I just stopped trying to predict it,
well,
Like
you
right
can't.
now, right
You
now
can't.
it's just Jesus take the wheel.
There you go. There,
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
just let it
Hey,
happen and
if we
deal with
would
it.
if we would just remember that,
Yeah.
because I worried and him and Hog because I wasn't gonna get any honey this year because I missed my spring
No, you
again.
were.
I did. I missed my spring again, and I thought, well, it's so dry though. There's no way I'm gonna get the sourwood flow. Last year I got sourwood flow. That's the only thing that got me. I ended up with 1,700 pounds because of the sourwood flow. Okay. This year, nothing. I mean, it was just terrible. And then all of a sudden, you go in there, and in June, you're seeing all this white wax, and like, where's this coming from? You taste it, and like, what has a minty taste? Well, it's
Wow.
basswood, linden tree, or whatever you want to call it. And
Oh,
I'd worried, and I started walking away. I said, "I'm sorry, Lord." I'm like, I'm supposed to not try to worry. It's in your hands. Let you take care of it. I did all that worrying for nothing, just like you said. Jesus, take the wheel.
It's like
Like,
what
when will we
Marley would say,
learn?
yeah.
Just why worry? Be happy.
That's right. Yep. So when you said that,
Marley.
so I ended up with 1,500 pounds,
Oh, nice.
and I may have another 200 on the hives, maybe that,
Oh,
that I need to pull.
I have a lot of honey on my hives right now, but I'm leaving it for
Well,
winter
I'm not
time.
leaving this. This is above the queen excluder. I'm taking
Wow.
that.
Mine got pulled out already.
Yeah, that's that. In fact, they started bringing in that soybean
oh, okay.
from a soybean
Yeah, I don't have
field
that.
just next to me. It's always been dry, so they've never gotten anything from it. I was watching them every morning.
No.
They're going, like so
Well, I'm now starting to get a little bit of the white wax.
yeah.
So we'll see
Well, that's
how
a
that
good
goes.
sign.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good
So,
sign.
but it's very late for flow.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be wrapping up the flow now, like mid flow to wrapping up, and now we're just time to get going.
Yeah. Get everything you can.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, Jesus take the wheel.
Yeah, that's it. I'm like, boy, I can't worried about nothing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, good chatting with you
It was good
guys.
seeing you again.
Hopefully,
Nathaniel.
Yeah, real good to see you, Nathaniel.
hopefully I can jump on another
I'll
time.
jump on again. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Tuesday, 8:00.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's when we have our whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Tuesdays at 8:00. That's the name of it.
That's it.
All right. Then be safe.
All
All
right.
right. You too.
All right.
Have a good one.
Hey, everybody, I'm going to be shutting down. Everybody have a good night.
All right,
I'm
Tom.
going to end it.
All
Night,
right.
everybody. See you on the other chats next Tuesday.
Night, everybody.